Today's extensive broadcast begins with a pivotal moment that has decisively captured the immediate attention of numerous millions across the globe. A single, powerful moment has successfully shaken intense financial conversations from the busy streets of Basra to the capital city of Baghdad, spreading rapidly from the powerful financial districts in Dubai to cozy living rooms across the United States and all of Europe. The very recent announcement from the Central Bank of Iraq, CBI, has successfully created a critical level of curiosity, energy, and focused intensity that the entire dinar story has not genuinely witnessed in several years. Viewers, what you are about to carefully hear in today's comprehensive report is definitively not recycled speculation, not a vague rumor, and absolutely not a stale headline from many months past. This is a completely real, verifiable wave of major developments coming straight from the highest financial authorities in Iraq, and the profound shockwaves of this news are spreading extremely fast across all regions. If you have ever consistently followed the trajectory and the complex narrative of the Iraqi dinar, if you have ever genuinely wondered whether the long-anticipated and long-promised financial comeback would truly and finally arrive, today's significant update may very well be the most powerful and important signal yet received. So please patiently settle in, stay with us completely until the very final end of this report because every single detail and nuance matters profoundly. What the CBI officially stated this current week marks an undeniable, historic turning point in Iraq's entire financial future, and the immediate, strong global reaction unequivocally indicates that the entire world is now paying very close and serious attention to the process. Let's meticulously break down every single component clearly, calmly, and in a way that absolutely any viewer can fully comprehend, because the weight and the importance of today's specific news is truly that enormous. The core story begins with a truly attention-grabbing, bold statement directly from the Central Bank of Iraq itself, something rarely publicly said and almost never articulated with such profound, absolute confidence. In their latest, decisive official communication, the CBI authoritatively declared that the Iraqi dinar is successfully entering a pivotal new stage of international recognition, recovery, and national development. They strongly emphasized their explicit belief that the dinar would imminently and definitively regain its rightful and fully deserved place in the complex global economic system. Now, this specific type of authoritative language and strong terminology is profoundly not ordinary or common from the CBI. The Central Bank of Iraq is widely known for being extremely cautious, meticulously measured, and professionally careful with all its official terminology and public statements. So, when they strategically choose to utilize such strong and resolute words, the nation listens intently, all the major international banks listen closely, major investors listen carefully, and all everyday citizens stop their busy routines to pay critical attention. You can tangibly and practically feel the immediate, intense shift in the entire national atmosphere across all of Iraq. Major media outlets instantly lit up with urgent, breaking financial reports. Local business owners immediately began urgently asking pointed, sharp clarification questions, and instantly online, thousands of focused discussions simultaneously erupted within mere minutes across various platforms. People are now urgently demanding to know, is this the critical moment Iraq has been structurally building toward for years? Is the widely anticipated dinar comeback finally and verifiably here for us? That genuine sense of profound anticipation is currently rising rapidly like a powerful, incoming tide, and it shows absolutely no immediate signs of slowing its momentum. Inside Iraq, the subsequent response to the announcement has been nothing short of completely explosive and widespread. Walk into any busy cafe tilde copyright in central Baghdad and you will immediately hear customers intensely talking about the significant CBI announcement's implications. Step into any vibrant market in Najaf or Karbala and all the local vendors are actively debating what the final next structural steps might precisely look like. All major banks have already reliably reported much higher than usual foot traffic from numerous people urgently wanting clarification about the dinar's future direction. Currency exchangers consistently report they are seeing more individual citizens coming into their offices to discuss expected rate expectations or to anxiously ask whether a major, imminent change is truly on the immediate horizon. This type of sudden, overwhelming public response does not physically happen unless the national population instinctively feels that something verifiably real and major is currently underway. Citizens who were once openly skeptical are now quickly paying much closer attention to the official updates. Those patient individuals who faithfully hoped for a national financial rise now genuinely feel like that long-held dream is finally becoming a tangible reality for them. And perhaps the biggest, most crucial indicator of all is this: people across the nation are consistently talking with excitement and genuine hope, not with fear or anxiety. For the very first time in a very long time, everyday Iraqis are consistently speaking about their own national currency with significant pride again. That fundamental shift in the national attitude may definitively be one of the strongest, most compelling indicators of all the change. Now, one of the most interesting and critical elements of the new CBI announcement is precisely how it directly connects to Iraq's entire long-term digital transformation initiative. Over the immediate past year, the central bank has worked relentlessly and tirelessly to completely modernize the nation's entire financial system infrastructure. This massive effort includes widespread cybersecurity upgrades, global banking compliance, electronic settlement systems, and a fully digital payment infrastructure. These extensive financial changes were definitively not random actions. They were not just temporary fixes. They were all highly strategic, deliberate moves, and now the CBI is openly explaining exactly why these critical structural steps profoundly mattered. They were meticulously preparing the entire country for a stronger, internationally respected, and fully functioning dinar. When a sovereign nation strategically wants its currency to reliably function and perform globally, every single system behind the institutional scenes must be tightly synchronized, completely built to international standards, and rigorously tightened for security. That is exactly what Iraq has been diligently doing, quietly and methodically, until this specific announcement was made. The CBI is now no longer silent or evasive about its ultimate financial goals. They are now openly speaking about their commitment to definitively restoring the dinar's long-lost strength, and their most recent, visible system upgrades conclusively prove they are successfully preparing the entire financial engine for something truly and historically significant. Let's now address one of the absolute biggest, most compelling clues embedded directly inside the central bank's new announcement: the status of foreign reserves. Iraq currently and reliably holds well over $100 billion worth of reserves in its central bank accounts. This is an absolutely enormous financial number that successfully surpasses the reserves of most nations across the Middle East region and numerous nations worldwide. Why does this single financial data point matter so profoundly? Because deep, strong financial reserves give any country enormous and necessary power to successfully support and reliably stabilize a much stronger, more valuable currency. When a central bank possesses such deep, reliable reserves, it gains the crucial ability to successfully maintain national confidence, expertly support all exchange rate adjustments, and confidently keep the entire market balanced during all major financial transitions. And that necessary level of deep, verifiable financial foundation is exactly the core requirement for any major currency restructuring or immediate revaluation event. Iraq has spent dedicated years successfully building this financial safety net, and now, with the reserves securely held at historic, record-breaking highs, they finally and confidently feel completely ready to move forward aggressively. The definitive timing of this massive financial build-up perfectly and strategically matches the specific timing of the new CBI announcement, raising numerous pointed questions across the entire global financial community about precisely what final move Iraq is actively preparing to officially reveal next. Another very important, related development directly relates to the strategic removal of the physically larger banknotes from the regular, daily circulation. Throughout the past several consecutive months, multiple currency supply centers and major banks inside Iraq have consistently reported a steady, visible reduction in the largest physical denominations, specifically the 50,000 and 25,000 dinar notes. These physically oversized notes were initially necessary and essential during the tumultuous years when high inflation was a major problem and the nation's fragile economy was under severe, intense strain. But as Iraq's overall stability consistently improves and solidifies, the original purpose of these large physical notes has logically and significantly diminished. In all successful, modern economies, the consistent use of smaller denominations usually and clearly indicates a much stronger currency value and purchasing power. Strategically removing all oversized notes is often a deliberate, formal step utilized by any nation preparing to fundamentally strengthen its entire monetary system. It clearly and decisively signals the definitive beginning of a brand new financial chapter, one where citizens utilize much smaller, more practical bills that logically match a significantly healthier official exchange rate. The current timing is genuinely very hard to ignore, and the CBI's definitive confirmation of upcoming new monetary instruments only serves to make this precise development even more extremely notable and significant. Now, let's strategically shift our focus to another truly major point, the process of international integration. According to the clear new direction officially outlined by the central bank, Iraq is currently in the active process of definitively re-establishing the dinar's vital role in all international financial settlements. This single objective is an absolutely huge deal for the nation's sovereignty. For numerous years, Iraq was forced to rely very heavily on the powerful US dollar for nearly all its international financial activities simply because the dinar was not fully recognized or adequately prepared for complex cross-border transactions. But that debilitating reliance is now rapidly and fundamentally changing across the entire system. Iraq's massive digital banking reform has now securely linked its domestic banks to major global financial networks, successfully making the dinar much more compatible and usable with all international systems and platforms. This is fundamentally not just a simple token upgrade or a minor fix. It is a profound and foundational structural change in the nation's financial posture. When any sovereign country starts actively preparing its national currency for complex global trade, it signals one truly vital thing. They fully expect the currency to become significantly more trustworthy and far more valuable in the eyes of the entire world. Financial analysts operating abroad have already strongly taken professional notice of this major shift, and although the CBI did not openly reveal the precise new exchange rate in this official announcement, the extensive groundwork they are meticulously describing strongly suggests they are structurally closer to a major, final transition than they have ever been before. Inside the capital city of Baghdad, numerous government employees have already clearly noticed many subtle, quiet changes. Some specific government departments have reportedly received early, internal notice that all future salary structures may soon completely shift toward dinar-only payments, thus entirely removing the residual use of the US dollar. This bold, nationalistic move would greatly help to permanently solidify deep, necessary national confidence in the local currency. It also powerfully signals that the government strongly wants its citizens to completely rely on the dinar, and not continue depending on foreign currency alternatives for daily life. Several key ministries have even recently begun comprehensive training programs to proactively prepare all staff for all expected adjustments in digital banking platforms, payment systems, and new, upcoming financial procedures expected to roll out very soon. These are fundamentally not the typical kinds of preparations any responsible government makes for minor, small-scale updates. These extensive preparations are precisely the types of preparations a government rigorously and diligently makes when they fully know that something structurally massive and historic is rapidly coming into effect. One of the strongest and most profound public reactions to the authoritative CBI update has been consistently coming from the numerous business owners throughout all of Iraq, shopkeepers, real estate brokers, restaurant operators, and major transportation companies are all collectively expressing rising, palpable optimism about the future. Many vividly recall the difficult years when economic uncertainty made strategic planning nearly impossible, Prices were entirely unpredictable, transaction systems were woefully outdated, and many local stores were sadly forced to rely on both dollar and dinar transactions simultaneously just to keep their basic operations smoothly running. But today, most business owners say there is a profound sense of clarity and confidence finally returning to the market. The serious, consistent talk of a much stronger dinar has successfully restored genuine confidence in all local markets. People who previously outright refused to make any long-term investments are now seriously reconsidering their positions. Those individuals who previously postponed major business expansion plans are now actively exploring new opportunities with renewed vigor, and many struggling small businesses genuinely feel hopeful for the very first time in years, strongly believing that a much stronger dinar could easily stabilize consumer prices, significantly reduce their negative exposure to volatile foreign currency fluctuations, and ultimately and powerfully support long-term national growth. One of the largest, most significant ripple effects from the new announcement has appeared most visibly among all financial service providers and local currency exchangers. They have consistently been reporting an immense spike in active public interest, with significantly more customers urgently coming in to inquire about expected rate changes, digital payment methods, and specific exchange mechanisms. This specific type of sudden spike usually serves as a reliable indicator that the general public truly believes something profoundly meaningful is about to definitely happen very soon. But what is even more interesting and telling is the fact that financial professionals across Iraq say they are reliably receiving less unverified, rumor-based chatter and much more legitimate, factual questions. People are now actively seeking clarity, facts, and reliable guidance from experts. That deliberate shift toward informed, rational curiosity is an extremely positive sign for the economy. It powerfully means the public is reacting primarily out of deep anticipation and genuine hope, not out of fear or anxiety. It also means they now place significantly more trust in the new CBI's direction than they ever did before this shift. And as that necessary trust consistently rises across the nation, the foundational groundwork for a successful currency comeback becomes fundamentally stronger and more resilient. What makes this precise moment even more historically significant is the intense global attention Iraq is currently and reliably receiving from abroad. Financial observers operating in North America, Europe, and the Gulf region are closely and diligently tracking these specific developments, not due to speculative hype, but because Iraq has truly emerged as an extremely influential global player in major energy partnerships, oil production, and overall regional economics. A major, significant shift in the intrinsic value of the Iraqi dinar could potentially affect global investment strategies, trade lanes, and major import markets worldwide. Many large banks operating abroad reliably depend on sophisticated real-time rate monitoring systems that automatically and instantly update when any country announces major new currency values. So, if and when Iraq finally adjusts its official exchange rate, the entire financial world will reliably see it within mere minutes of the announcement. This is precisely why various international financial communities are now watching with such intense interest and focus. A reliably strengthened and stable Iraqi dinar could fundamentally reshape all major economic relationships across the Middle East region and significantly beyond. There is also a continuously growing sense of palpable national pride powerfully building up within Iraq, particularly as the central public narrative shifts actively toward national empowerment rather than debilitating financial dependency. For many long years, the dinar's significantly low value was unfortunately a painful, visible symbol of the immense struggles Iraq repeatedly faced: political instability, financial strain, and persistent conflict. But now, with the CBI confidently projecting absolute confidence and the government strongly reinforcing the nation's measurable economic strength, the dinar is rapidly becoming a proud, new symbol of national resurgence and progress. Citizens who previously openly expressed deep frustration are now actively and consistently expressing strong hope for the future. Young people who grew up only hearing about difficult economic challenges are finally seeing clear, tangible reasons to genuinely believe in their country's new financial future. Teachers, families, and dedicated workers are now openly talking about the real possibility of finally using a truly strong national currency that accurately reflects the immense, true wealth of their proud nation. That deeply emotional and significant cultural shift is absolutely just as important as the physical financial shift currently and quietly happening behind all the institutional scenes. The final next phase, according to internal insiders working within Iraq's core financial sector, strongly includes a crucial series of proactive public awareness campaigns. These vital campaigns are specifically designed to safely guide all citizens through the necessary upcoming transitions, such as the official rollout of new banknotes, updated digital banking systems, and much smoother payment procedures. Comprehensive public education is an absolutely crucial and essential step for any major monetary reform to succeed. The CBI and the government want to meticulously ensure that every single citizen fully understands precisely what is happening and how to safely navigate all the coming changes. This vital effort includes proactively teaching people how to successfully use electronic banking tools, how to properly identify the new denominations, and how to vigilantly avoid any potential fraud. Clear, consistent communication successfully prevents panic, especially during any major period of profound financial change, and the definitive fact that Iraq is actively preparing these campaigns right now strongly indicates that the fundamental transition is rapidly and clearly getting extremely close to execution. It powerfully shows that the CBI is primarily focused on national stability and genuinely wants every single Iraqi, regardless of age, to confidently move forward into this new financial era. One of the most intensely anticipated developments involves the imminent introduction of lower denomination banknotes into active circulation. In all successful, modern economies, lower notes are routinely used for convenient daily transactions precisely because the entire currency reliably holds a much stronger, consistent value. Iraq's current reliance on physically large notes is simply a lingering leftover effect from many years of persistent financial instability. But if the dinar successfully strengthens its intrinsic value, smaller bills will immediately become absolutely necessary and practical. Experts widely expect that all future denominations will be significantly simpler to use, much easier to consistently carry, and fully align with all established international standards. This vital change will proactively help businesses efficiently streamline all their operational procedures, allow all major banks to manage cash flow much more effectively, and enable citizens to make all everyday purchases without urgently needing oversized, bulky notes. Although the CBI has not officially released the exact physical designs or the final values of the new notes, the critical fact that they are now openly discussing the necessary transition publicly means the entire complex process is already completely underway behind closed doors. The single most dramatic and anticipated moment will definitively come when the central bank officially announces the final, new exchange value. This announcement is widely expected to be made professionally, carefully, publicly, and in full coordination with all global financial platforms and allies. The CBI's explicit goal is for the entire transition to be completely professional, stable, and transparent for all parties. When they finally and definitively release the new value, it will instantly appear on their official website, on banking screens across every region of Iraq, and reliably on major international platforms like all the sophisticated rate tracking systems used by numerous banks around the world. The entire global financial community will instantly see and register it within moments. This is precisely why so many knowledgeable insiders consistently emphasize that the public does not need to actively search for any rumors because when the real, massive change happens, it will be completely and absolutely impossible for anyone to miss. The CBI will personally ensure that the entire world officially knows the moment it occurs. Part of what structurally makes this current moment so uniquely telling is precisely how focused and quiet numerous high-level government officials have actively become. Historically, When major reforms were still far away in the future, there were constant leaks, debates, and public discussions. But now, many prominent individuals who once spoke openly and frequently have deliberately gone completely silent on the topic. That very specific type of pervasive, unified silence is never just accidental or a simple coincidence. It usually and strongly signifies one crucial thing: the institutional work has successfully shifted from the initial planning stages to the complex final execution phase. High-level decisions may have already been completely made. Technical systems may already be completely programmed and tested, and the final timing may already be absolutely determined behind tightly closed doors. The government's priority is for the transition to be highly secure and smooth, and sometimes that specific goal simply means the most vital details must remain protected and strictly confidential until the official, final public announcement. Silence in this particular financial case is definitively not the structural sign of further delay. It is precisely a powerful sign of complete, high-level readiness and imminent action. Meanwhile, the resilient Iraqi people are openly and enthusiastically embracing this immense sense of renewed hope with open hearts and minds. Social media platforms are now completely filled with focused, positive discussions about the dinar's strong potential comeback. Families are openly talking about the profound, tangible impact this stronger national currency could have on their children's final future. University students are diligently analyzing all the massive economic implications of the change in their classes, and older citizens who vividly remember when the dinar once held strong international value are reliably feeling a powerful, renewed sense of long-lost national pride. For a great many citizens, this definitive financial comeback represents much more than just simple economic improvement. It profoundly represents national unity, progress, and fundamental healing for the nation. It successfully represents the deeply held belief that Iraq can absolutely stand confidently and autonomously in the competitive global economic arena once again. And for all the everyday citizens who valiantly lived through years of financial uncertainty and turmoil, that pervasive national belief is undeniably and incredibly powerful and compelling. Iraq's incredibly challenging road to this single moment has absolutely not been easy or simple. The country has repeatedly faced profound challenges that would easily overwhelm numerous other nations entirely. Yet, time after difficult time, Iraq has consistently shown incredible resilience by successfully stabilizing governance, strengthening security, rapidly modernizing its financial systems, and greatly improving its core oil infrastructure. Iraq has diligently rebuilt itself, step by careful step. The dinar comeback is the impressive culmination of all those dedicated years of hard work and sacrifice. It is a powerful, visible symbol of Iraq definitively taking full control of its core economic destiny again, and the entire international community is now reliably recognizing this verifiable progress. Analysts operating abroad are strategically shifting their professional tone. Economists are now seriously discussing Iraq as a rapidly rising regional power. Investors who once hesitated or withdrew are now paying extremely close and focused attention. All of these positive global reactions are a direct and immediate result of the CBI's latest strategic announcement and the undeniable structural progress Iraq has genuinely made. As we diligently look ahead to the final phases, the key, guiding message remains absolutely simple and consistent. Stay reliably patient, stay thoroughly informed, and always strictly follow all official updates from the CBI. Do not under any circumstances rely on unverified claims, misleading information, or simple online rumors. When the CBI is completely ready to officially reveal the final, core details, they will reliably announce them publicly and clearly to everyone. The entire population will not need to desperately search for any answers. The answers will definitively come straight from the single official source and authority. And when that monumental moment finally and definitively arrives, the entire country will emotionally and financially experience it together as one. It will permanently stand as one of the most important and defining events in modern Iraqi financial history. Before we officially close this broadcast, It is absolutely essential to remember that this pivotal moment is fundamentally not just purely about complex economics. It is fundamentally about national identity, enduring pride, and renewed belief. It is about the profound, powerful belief that Iraq can rise significantly stronger than it has ever been before. The dinar comeback represents a true turning point, a profound moment when the nation strategically steps confidently into a strong new era of financial independence. And regardless of whether you are currently watching from abroad or physically located in Iraq, the immense impact of this imminent change will be deeply felt across all borders and across all future generations. As today's massive news reliably spreads, the collective energy and anticipation continues to strongly build across the globe. The CBI has authoritatively spoken. The necessary reforms are fully underway. The entire national population is hopeful and prepared. The core financial systems are completely ready for activation, and the entire world is now watching intensely. The dinar comeback is undeniably no longer just a vague, distant dream. It is successfully and actively unfolding in real time right now, step by step, system by system, and official announcement by official announcement. This is verifiable history in active motion. So, keep your focus on all the new developments, stay securely connected with all reliable, official updates, and diligently prepare for the final next phase. The powerful future of the Iraqi dinar is demonstrably brighter than it has been in several decades, and the underlying momentum is only growing consistently stronger every day. The shock waves from today's massive CBI announcement are definitively not fading. They are actively and strategically expanding across the entire world and across the whole nation.